Hey, this is going to be the wrap up of a little bit of taste of Gail and I, we took this trip to Europe on a river cruise, and we started in Amsterdam, and we had 15 spots, ended in Budapest, and it was an exciting tour, my first time in Europe. And so if you've missed some of the others, you can look back or you can get a hold of me. I'll get more of them to you. But this is the wrap up. I just wanted to share. It was exciting. We met some awesome people even on the ship, that it was so great to engage with them, get to know them. There was a couple, we're going to end with this one. We're on the ship, the river cruise, and they're from Australia, and they're Edith and Ron, and what a hoot they were. You're going to hear about them being world walkers. You're going to hear about them taking a 4-year road trip, and you're going to just fascinating people. And then at the end, we're going to talk how to have a 51-year marriage. Great insights. Hope you listen to this. And by the way, they're from Australia, not Austria, because there are no kangaroos in Austria. They're from Australia. Okay, I hope you enjoy this. We're on the ship, and you're going to meet Ron and Edith. Hey, this is Chaplain Chad again. We're back on the cruise ship that Gail and I have been doing, having fun interviewing people. Actually, I've been interviewing guides so they can explain a little bit. And we've been on this. Well, Edith and Ron, this is really cool. We got the talking and sharing. And Ron, you are from
Australia.
Australia. See,
and surprise, surprise, I am too.
You are too. Ron, how old are you now?
74.
I won't ask you that.
75 soon.
Okay, very good. And Ron, what in Australia, instead of, I'm sure you go around and try to tackle kangaroos or something, I don't know, but what did you do in Australia?
I used to tell the Americans I used to ride in the kangaroo's pouch.
Oh.
Pull their leg.
That works. Pull their leg. That works.
But our eldest was born in 1980, and by 82 I decided that I'd change to education. I like the lifestyle, and I went into teaching adults IT and computing skills.
Oh, fantastic.
See, I had been a fantastic role model being a teacher. He wanted to be just like me.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
I don't know about that.
And it was a good decision.
Yeah. Now,
we had a wonderful lifestyle as a result.
The fun thing that when we were talking before, that just, I'm going to call you the world walkers. Now, I am the wave walker. A lot of you folks, you're getting this on my YouTube, you know that. Well, it's on YouTube. But you're the world walkers. What the heck am I talking about when I say you guys are the world walkers?
Well, when Ron turned 50, Ron is a researcher, and he then researched the 50 top highly acclaimed walks, long distance walks in the world. That's a week or more. And so we decided we would try walking them. Now we've got to 37, and we have done some wonderful walks together in really remote, dangerous places, just beautiful places. And the top one, just for American information, happens to be in Australia.
Oh my goodness.
It's 1,000 kilometres over in Western Australia. It starts northwest of Perth, and you go 700 kilometres. How far is 700 kilometres? About 500 miles.
Okay.
Straight through the forests to the Southern Ocean. Then you turn left for another 300 kilometres and head off to Albany. And we did that in the wildflower season.
How many days did that take?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
With breaks. I always think we should have taken a break a week. So 6 days walking and a break. Day sort of resting.
This is really great, because I remember you either saying, because if you're young, you want to, but what's the rush?
Well, there is no rush.
Yeah.
There is no rush. We averaged, 20 kilometres.
Plus.
This walk in Australia was a bicentennial project in Australia where they've set up 58 campsites.
Wow.
Which is a roof, so you get rainwater in a tank.
Wow.
A pit toilet that you share with snakes and spiders. And a table. And it couldn't be any better. And so you don't need to take a tent. You just keep walking.
The World Walkers.
It's
now,
wonderful.
Edith, you both were educators. You were a principal at how you ended up here for something like 18 or 19 years, right?
24.
Oh, 24? Oh, okay.
Kate and I her own school.
Yeah.
Well, but to retire, you needed some therapy to really know how to retire
I did.
from that. And you took a road trip.
We did.
Both of you. How long was the road trip?
Well, we hit the road 1 week after I retired for 4 years.
4 years
4
road
years.
trip.
My daughter moved into our house, so that was it. We could be visitors in our own house. But 4 years on the road in Australia, chasing a beautiful sun. It was wonderful. Absolutely.
We didn't go round. We went up where it was warm, and when it got too hot, they went down to where it was cool. And that's what we did.
4-year road trip.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh.
We had to reframe our thinking to see our little caravan as our home.
Oh, you mentioned that was it.
Yes, because it was a fundamental thing about thinking about it, because
Wow.
otherwise you would get homesick over 4 years, wouldn't you?
Yeah, oh, yes.
You'd be pining for home. Especially when you do pop in occasionally and see what your daughter's done to the garden. Zip. See what's happened to the backyard. Zip. So, you would get homesick, but reframing the caravan as home just
wow.
made it home.
Wow.
And then there were the two of us, and friends came to
One
visit.
of the other parts of missing home, in a sense, was the churches. There's very many different churches around Australia.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are blessed, and some of them are not blessed.
So
Some of them are shrinking.
Yeah, we've had 4 years of a different church every week, which is really wonderful.
Whereas we did attend a very
And-
large church. What we
and,
called back then.
we didn't fuss what sort of denomination
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
whatever was available. I tell you what, the Catholics can do a really good service in 53 minutes. Sermon, communion, the whole kit and caboodle, bang, done and dusted.
Not always true of Baptists or Protestants, but
No.
really, because they've got this.
And so, yeah, when you're on the road, we've been to Aboriginal churches. One of the funniest ones was we went to our own Anglican church in
Tennant
Tennant
Creek.
Creek, and the lay preacher there said, "Oh, there's just 3 of us. Why don't we shut up church and go and double the congregation down in the Uniting Church, which was only a block away," which we did. And we did double the congregation.
Oh my goodness.
It was lovely.
You guys are so much fun. And actually, I just wanted you to talk because we want to hear your accent. That's it. That's all. But the other thing is, I think this week or this Sunday, you're having an anniversary. Yes?
Yes, we've been married 50 years. Well, no, we have been married 50.
Yeah, this will be 51
how many?
years.
51 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, we've stayed together through thick and thin, adventures, tough times, good times, fun times.
Well,
It's easy if you've met your soulmate,
yeah,
because you're definitely my soulmate, but also a sense of what am I thinking? Patience with each other helps.
yeah.
Patience.
And,
Well, that
and
was
I've
gonna
had to
be-
be really patient. I've got
Did
to
you?
tell you.
Yeah. Well, Gil and you would have something in common there. Because,
Yeah.
the sad thing is, in our day and age, we're seeing less and less 50-year plus marriages.
Right, yeah.
And I think you've already answered it, but let me ask you a question again. Because Gil, we were talking to somebody else, and Gil was talking to a couple and said, well, how do you have, and that's a good question. How do you have a 51-year marriage? And patience, you mentioned.
Yes.
But
Well, I'll let you answer what you think in a
Okay,
second.
good.
But from my point of view, the first thing is you've got to be able to fight well. Fight with respect, dignity, stand up for yourself. Because if you don't, all of those frustrations and tensions just build up. But fighting well means that you can do it respectfully, come to a conclusion, and move on.
when I took a speech class, we had a debate class, but we wrote a book written called Debate and an Alternative to Violence or something. There's ways we can disagree.
Yes.
And so anyway, in a
Yes.
marriage, you've got to have that.
You've got to have that. Without that, I don't think you could hang out for a couple of years without fighting. And if you can't fight fairly and well, where does your marriage go?
Divorce.
That's right.
And that's,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And the
So learn
second
how to
thing
fight.
is
Okay.
that we've been supportive of each other's passions and interests. So, for instance, when we went camping in the caravan for 4 years, I took up watercolor painting and I took up ukulele.
Oh,
Now, ukulele, for someone who doesn't know what they're doing, can be painful to the ear. But it was so lovely. He'd go
through the tulips.
That's better.
Oh, Tiny Tim tipped through the tulip. Oh, my Lord.
And nowadays we even use the ukulele as speech therapy for Ron with his Parkinson's. So when we were in lockdown, every morning we would sing at least 3 songs together with the ukulele, and it was speech therapy and fun and bonding. With the painting, you know, the early ones, because over the 4 years, I kept 9 painting journals. And some of the early ones were interesting, but you'd never go, wow. But my beautiful boy would go, oh, that's good. That's good. So, you know, and we've had different passions all the way through, and we have some together. We play bridge together.
My folks do
and and then we have church together, and we love eating and gourmet food together and all that sort of stuff. So we have togethers, we have personal passions that we support each other with. Ron is a inveterate planner. He's statistician, mathematician. Weird way of thinking, I can tell you. But anyway, it has its place.
So
what is it?
You're not mathematical. That's why you don't
So
think
that's enough of me. What
Well,
about you?
Ron,
What makes that 50?
Mathematics is the language of the Lord. Let me tell you that.
Right. No, he's never spoken to me in maths. Hang on. So what's kept you with me?
The same sort of thing as Eddie. As I said, patience.
Yeah.
Patience in terms of, you know, you're wrong. I tell you you're wrong. Go away, be patient. You'll see you're wrong.
Yes.
Or I'll say I'm wrong.
Yeah, all fantastic. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been super. And hey,
in the last fall.
you guys are next. Oh, we'll get you later. so there's a couple that we've met too, and they've got quite a story too. Well, here's how I want to sign off this chaplain chat. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna say thank you for being on, and you say chaplain chat. You got it, chaplain? No, not yet. Are you ready? All right, here's how we sign. I really want to thank you guys for watching, and the both of you. What a joy it is to know you. But I want to thank you for being on
Chaplain Chat.
Wow, the first time they did this.